So, guys, here we are again, MMA UK News, Stoomboy, as always. Usually it's the MMA UK BJJ show, but we're talking MMA today, so as we've been doing for the last few days. So, talking about Budo 48, it's going to be Saturday, 7th of May. It's going to be at the Grangemouth Town Hall. Looking like a fantastic card already. So, obviously, some of the best grapplers, some of the best amateurs, should I say, coming out of Scotland at the moment that you're going to see on Saturday, the 7th of May. Now, ticket availability, make sure you head over to the Budo Fighting Championship page. You will get your tickets directly from them. Make sure you do choose your chosen fighter as well, because fighters do get a bit of commission from the tickets. So it's always good to put some money back in these young guys' pockets. So for doing something that they obviously love doing. So they're putting on a show for us. So it's always good to compensate the guys back. Now, pay-per-view is also available. So again, head over to Budo. You'll be able to get the pay-per-view details. So anybody that can't make the event that night, again, make sure you do get that pay-per-view. So it's an awesome card. It's brilliant to see combat sports back up and running again after the last nearly 2 years of COVID restrictions. So one of the fighters is going to be on that card that night is my next guest, my bro, my boy, Jack Foote, Urban Guerrillas. So Jack's going to be up against Harry Welsh of Jack's MMA. So again, two young prospects coming through. I mean, these two kids, we're going to hear a lot of their names in the coming months, years, and so on. So it's going to be good to see these guys, young guys, grow as time goes on. So Jack, that's an absolute pleasure, as always, buddy.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Pleasure's mine. Love coming on.
Definitely. Listen, we love having you on. I love seeing you. I know the last time I think I saw you was obviously a jiu-jitsu comp at, I think it was Ravenscraig. So obviously we had a wee chat at that point. You told me at the time about Budo. And I think obviously you'd said to Barry as well, and Barry messaged me and said, yeah, let's get some interviews done. So so it was absolutely brilliant seeing you as always. So how's everything going with your training wise then at the moment, Jack? Because I know you love you're always training. You remember last time you spoke, you were training every single day of the week.
Yeah, training still every single day of the week. It's brilliant, loving it. So just kept pushing and improving. I feel like my skills are getting so much better every week, every day. Especially my power. My power's came along leaps and bounds over these past couple of weeks. So looking forward to showcasing that.
Yeah. As we saw you at when I saw you at the last comp, the jiu-jitsu comp. Obviously, you were all exactly the same as I always see you. Always smiling. You're always happy to be there. No real nerves at all. Just happy to be in the mix.
Totally, mate. I love it. I just being in that environment when there's just competition going on left, right, and centre. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, and Urban Guerrillas as well. I mean, you guys are running riot at the moment, man. Doing some good things, as I said, not just MMA, but as I said, jiu-jitsu and stuff like that as well. So you're having a great time over at Urban Guerrillas.
We've had a good year so far, and it's no stopping anytime soon.
Yeah,
I think this will be the best year for the gym to date, and then we'll just keep topping it year after year, 100%. We're just getting stronger and stronger as time's going on.
Yeah, and the one thing about Urban Guerrillas is a lot of people that we've not heard of, we've not seen yet, that are absolute savages in the gym that I know. Obviously, speaking to the guys at Urban Guerrillas, as I say, there's a lot of people coming through, a lot of young guys coming through that we're going to see this year.
100%. There's going to be a lot of us bursting on the scene soon.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. I mean, especially Urban Guerrillas, as we know, is quite a young gym. Obviously, a lot of young people coming through. So we always love it when the young team comes out to show us old guys how to do it.
The new kids on the block are coming late.
Yeah. And that's the one thing about Budo. I mean, Budo's got a lot of young Scottish amateurs on Budo, which is absolutely brilliant because obviously, as you know, other events, they've obviously got some young people, but they've got a lot of older, more established, whether it be grapplers or MMA fighters. But Budo seems to be highlighting a lot of young talent coming out of Scotland at the moment.
100%. I think that's good too, because a lot of the young fighters today just tend to go for it, so it makes it brilliant for the crowd watching. Like, because when you get a lot of the older fighters, for people who maybe aren't into fighting as much, watching the older kind of more technical fighters isn't what they want. But when the young guys get going and they start swinging, the crowd love it and they go wild. So it's brilliant.
And one thing about Urban Guerrillas as well, I mean, you guys come like loads of spectators. You're always making a noise. You're always absolutely buzzing to be there.
We always do get a good crowd behind us. It's good when you're fighting on these shows and there's loads of urban guerrilla crowd there, because the place just does erupt when you walk out and when you're fighting.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, we talked about nerves. I mean, when you come out, you don't look nervous. You never look nervous. You always come out. You're happy, smiling. Do you know what I mean? You're coming out to put on a show for the crowd.
My last fight, I got a bit of nerves for the first time, but as soon as when I'm backstage, I'm waiting, and I hear my name get called, and the music starts playing, the nerves just disappear and go away, and then I'm out, and I'm not even thinking, you're just reacting.
Yeah,
so
but you wouldn't even know. Yeah, you wouldn't even know as well, because obviously I seen you at the last event, and you didn't look nervous at all. Obviously, when I saw you kicking about before the fight, and then obviously as you walked out, as you said, you were in the zone, you were ready to go, and you didn't look nervous at all. It didn't look like there was any nerves whatsoever.
Nah, it's just to be 5 minutes before the name gets called. That's when the nerves start to kick in. But as soon as I'm walking out, they're away.
Yeah,
back in the zone.
Yeah. I love that, mate. Absolutely love that. So, and then what about Budo 48 then? So obviously got a call up for that. How did you find out you were going to be on the card that night then, Jack?
Well, it's Barry's show, and Barry's my coach. So every one of Barry's shows I'll be fighting on 100%, because it's just hassle free. I mean, Barry just needs to find my match up and it's done. So every single one of Barry's shows, whether it's Combat Kings or Budo, I'll be fighting on 100%. It was just a case of who it was going to be.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a great event as well, Budo. Budo put on as I mentioned, they showcase a lot of young talent, obviously, up in Scotland. And then obviously when they have shows down in England as well, it's exactly the same. So it's always a great show, Budo.
Yep, it's a really good show. I fought on the last Budo in Scotland. That was an amazing show. And then I was meant to fight on the Budo in England in end of March, but the show got pushed back, so obviously I couldn't go down to fight on that. But hopefully that's one to look on in the future. I want to try and fight on the Budos down in England as well, maybe even the ones in Wales, because they've got events in Wales. So maybe even get on the shows down there. I think Budo 50s in Wales, and that would line up pretty well with a time that I was looking for a fight in the future. So see if we can get something like that.
Nice. I'd say it's definitely a great event. Anytime I've ever watched Budo before, it's always brilliant. Because we always love seeing the new guys coming on the scene, or not the guys who are just early into their amateur careers, because these are the guys that we're going to be watching in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time. These are the guys that are going to be on the Cage Warriors, the potentially the Bellators, the UFCs and stuff like that.
That's the goal. That's the goal. So hopefully just start here, start making a wee name for myself here, and just keep building up, climbing up the ranks, climbing up the promotions. That's the goal.
Yeah. Nah, listen, you've got a bright future, mate. You definitely have a bright future. As I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to do going forward. So, and then what about you then? So obviously this year, I know you mentioned obviously Budo 50, potentially looking at that, but what would you like to see yourself doing for the rest of 2022?
Just want to stay active with the fights and the competitions, but the main thing that I'm looking forward to just now is in November, I'm going to represent Scotland for the WK European Championships. Qualified for that, so I'm going to represent Team Scotland in Thai, K1 and no-gi grappling. So that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to go over there and do that. Yeah.
It's great as well. I mean, representing, because obviously like, everybody knows I love Scottish, whether it be jiu-jitsu, MMA or whatever. I love Scottish combat sports. Do you know what I mean? I'm always talking about it, always big the Scottish guys up wherever I go. So so it's going to be brilliant for you to step out, represent Scotland, walk out with a flag. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
100%, mate. Looking forward to competing against some of the guys for the different European countries too, because they'll be the best boys from that country, so it's going to be a really good experience. Probably fighting about 5 times in the one day, which absolutely suits me. I love that.
Proper Braveheart shit, mate. Do you know what I mean? So love it, man. I love it. It's going to be great. I'll definitely obviously keep an eye out for that as well. Do you know what I mean? So is it going to be a good team going over for Scotland?
Well, I know there's me and Ross from our gym going over just now. But I imagine there will be plenty of other boys for all the other gyms. There's going to be squad training starting for it soon, so I'll get a good idea of the numbers then, see who's all going to be going down.
Yeah. What about jiu-jitsu? Any jiu-jitsu things lined up for 2022 yet, or are you just waiting to see what happens?
Nothing lined up yet, but as the competitions come up, I'll just keep signing up and ticking them off, collecting medals and bouncing.
Nice. I like it. And then, final thing for you then, Jack. So obviously, been in the game for a little bit. Obviously, Urban Guerrillas, your team, absolutely fantastic team, as we know. But anybody you want to shout out to? So the usual friends, family members, teammates, anything like that.
Yep, so just all the guys for the gym that I've been putting in good work with, especially Sean. I've been putting in a lot of work with Sean, who's also fighting on this card. Scotty, who's on SGI. Callan, who's fighting on this card too. We've put in a lot of good work. All the other training partners that are in regularly and the coaches at Urban Guerrillas as well. I've been doing wrestling through at the Tri-Strides Wrestling Club. Stevie and Finn, the coaches, have been putting in really good time, and obviously all the boys that go through there that I get rounds in with. And last but not least, obviously my mum and dad, make sure everything's tied up at the house for us. Getting everything sorted for me when I'm away working and training all day.
Yeah. Mate, you learn a lot at Trist. Obviously, the wrestling, do you know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, obviously, you had people like Mark McQueen goes over there. I don't think he goes over there as much. He's up in Aberdeen just now, but you've got like Taylor's over there. That's the guy. I don't know if you know the Taylor, the guy with the mullet.
Taylor, like.
And the pink and the black Crocs. So,
you know miss him kicking about the competitions
anyway. No, definitely. We stocky guy with a mullet and pink and black Crocs on, do you know what I mean? So he trains obviously at Marcus's, obviously with me. And he keeps messing me all the time. He's like, when are you going to get a roll? When are we going to do this? And I'm like, fuck's sake, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, but mate, they're all doing it. All these young guys, they always message me, him, Aidan Balfour. Do you know what I mean? They're always messaging me saying, like, me and you deserve a role. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm like, fuck's sake. Here we go.
You'll be suplexing you about the place.
Listen, mate, I'm 100 kilos, mate. He's going to need to pick me up very well if he wants to try and suplex me. So there we go, guys. We're going to have Jack Foote, Urban Guerrillas, going to be up against Harry Welsh, Jack's MMA. It's going to be Saturday, the 7th of May. Now, make sure you get your tickets for this. So head over to Budo Fighting Championships. As I said, if you're going to go over and see Jack, make sure you put Jack's name in when you're getting the tickets, because as I said, he will get some commission from the ticket sales. So make sure you do go and look out for Jack. As I said, it's going to be an absolute fantastic match between these two kids. These two kids are definitely fantastic. I mean, yeah, you're in for a treat when this matchup comes. So definitely make sure you're in your seats. 4 o'clock, the doors open. 4:30 is going to be the first fight. So I don't think they've announced the fight order yet. That'll get announced shortly. So obviously keep an eye out for Budo 48 and check out that fight card. But Jack, always a pleasure talking to you, buddy.
Yes, mate, brilliant. Pleasure's mine. Absolutely love it, Stuart. And I'm sure it'll not be long till we're speaking again soon.
Definitely. But listen, as I say, I won't be there on the night. But obviously, as you know, I'll be keeping an eye out for you just to see how you get on. But I'll as I said, I'll have the live stream while I'm at SGI, so I'll be able to see exactly what's happening. But good luck when it comes. And remember to take that break, because you're a 7-day-a-week trainer. Do you know what I mean? So take a couple of days. But yeah, enjoy the night when it comes, buddy. All right?
I will do. 100%. Can't wait for it.
Thank you. Take it easy, buddy.
Cheers, Stuart, mate.